Assalamu alaikum jami'an. While the world celebrates the century of the discovery of insulin, diabetics in many member countries of the MENA region affiliated with the International Diabetes Federation face the problem of accessing their natural right to obtain treatment. I mean Syria, Lebanon, Urdun, Yemen, Afghanistan, Palestine, Sudan, maybe other countries. In my capacity as the coordinator of the Humanitarian Disaster Committee of the Federation and the regional chair-elect for the Middle East and North Africa, and given the limited time allotted to us, I will summarize the obstacles that I face in two countries. I spotted in some countries where diabetics suffer from the problem of obtaining insulin and thus fall into the prohibition of heavy complication as a result of delaying treatment or even not obtaining it. In Gaza, diabetics in Gaza were exposed to the problem of insulin interruption as a result of the war at the time. The Humanitarian Committee and all MENA members moved and raised its voice to save diabetics in Gaza. And here I note the great role played by the Palestinian Diabetes Association, the Diabetes Egyptian Association, Professor Adil and Musbah, Egyptian Red Crescent, the Jordanian Diabetes Association, and a group of Palestinian and Lebanese businessmen who contributed to providing insulin for this region. We learned that the effort of the Palestinian society yielded a positive result now, and they received a quantity of insulin provided by the IDF. Thanks, Professor Akhtar and Professor Bolton for their effort. The second model that I will talk about is the problems that diabetics faced in Lebanon during the past 2 years and their causes in addition to the COVID-19 virus, the explosion of the port of Beirut, and the economic collapse that occurred in Lebanon. Indeed, we have seen many cases of diabetics sleeping, unfortunately, without taking an insulin injection. The Lebanese Diabetes Association in Dialab have moved to provide insulin within the available possibilities. I should note the effort of colleagues in the region to deal with diabetics and work to provide them with insulin. I mentioned, for example, the initiative for the Saudi Diabetes Charity Association, Dr. Abdul Hamid, and its desire to provide insulin, but this initiative was not completed due to some obstacles that we understand. I want to salute the effort of civil society in this field, which contribute a lot, feeling the needs of many diabetics, and I mean here the group that formed committees outside Lebanon and organize the sending of medicine to it and are still active in this field. Last week, Egypt sent 400, I think, ton of medicine to Lebanon, including medicine for diabetes. Many thanks to Egypt, leader and people. Shukran ala ta'atuf for your initiative. Thanks God, in Egypt, you don't have this problem about insulin. So I wanted to present these two experiences and concluded the following things. Regarding diabetics, there are gaps that must be worked on to avoid the critical situation that diabetics encounter in our region during crisis. The disaster committee, humanitarian committee, must be activated in a practical way that makes it actually perform its duty in time of crisis. I will work on that, seeking to establish a bank to store insulin in this region Thank you, Professor Bassett, for your initiative and your experience. We need to copy this experience in our MENA region, which would have the role of moving in emergency cases. I am talking enough to leave time for idea and discussion. Shukran.